Hi, teachers and students. For topic 2.1, lesson 1, for this lesson, we are going to learn how to read different types of processes and procedures. Then, the student should be able to organize the sequence of process and procedures according to the information presented in linear or nonlinear text. So, the language items that is hidden in this chapter, in this topic, will be active and passive forms, imperative, and subject-verb agreement. And remember, do not teach grammar in isolation. So for the students, what does success look like? Okay, I have to rephrase that. What does success look like, and how success looks like? Once you master this lesson, first of all, you should be able to define what is the word process, what is the word procedure. Okay, and you should define by using your own word and not in Malay, not in Chinese either, or not in Tamil. Your own word, English words. Okay. Next, you're able to define what is linear text and non-linear text. Then, you're able to combine the two concepts into one. And you should be able to identify what is process, what is procedure based on the stimulus given. The stimulus can be in the form of linear or non-linear text. A dash. There. Here. So, I should highlight there are a few skills that will be a revision for this subchapter. First of all, text mapping. Your mind map, remember 112, where your teacher drill you for how to do mind map. Please do mind map. Okay? Those are going to be a revision for this subtopic, this lesson. Then skimming and scanning. Yes, it will be a revision, but your instructor will not state it clearly, implicitly, that's the word, rather than we expect you to know it because you learned it before. Okay? So the next thing, that the hidden skill that you're going to learn will be identifying text or genre. So you're going to identify text that either is a non-linear text or linear text. Based on those texts, you must be able to come up with a summary, okay, which is called summarizing skill of the information. So for process and procedure, the text that I'm looking forward to send to you all will be the user manual of the product. So I remember in topic 1, you learn about product and services. So for each product and each services that you choose, there will be booklet of user manual. So for those students who choose user manuals that's too easy to use, for example, shoes, or something that come without the user manual, shoes. Again, I will advise you to choose another user manual. Okay. Maybe you come up with something, processes or procedures that you can find in your own field, so that you can understand what I'm trying to say here. Basically, text mapping, skimming, and scanning is something that we expect that you know. All right. Then the new skills that you're going to learn for this subtopic will be how to identify text, identifying text, categorizing it, identify what type of text, then summarize the information in the text into steps, into flowchart, into infographic, which is harder, you know. Of course, we are polytechnic instructors, and this is a technical college, and we are dealing with TVET, technical and vocational education. So it's necessary for us to know how we bridge the classroom and the workplace. First of all, why we need to learn about process and procedures? That is the most common information that you can find in any workplace. Yeah, any workplace. And those information can be in the form comes in the form of text, and those texts can be linear or non-linear. So it's very important for you to be able to transfer the information for the text accurately. Okay, and sometimes those information, if you transfer accurately, can save lives. For example, the safety signs, the safety warnings that you find along the way to your workshop, to your workplace, to construction sites. All right. So you have to be able to transfer information fast. Okay, because we are working to produce something, and hence we wants to milk the highest productivity that we can have. And thirdly, information must be transferred efficiently. All right. So efficiency comes with practice. If you don't practice what you should be able to see, okay, and in contact in your workplace later, you will be a slow worker. And we don't want to produce student like that. All right. So I understand that some of the information that you see will be very common from your studies, the main courses, for example, your engineering courses or your accounting courses or your marketing courses. And I want you to bring those process and procedures to this classroom and discuss it here. All right. And lastly, the hidden, how we bridge this classroom is to ensure that you have the lingo, okay, suitable lingo, vocabulary to work efficiently, to work fast, okay, to be accurate in the workplace later. Okay, you want to be a good worker, you must be able to know those information accurately. So in topic 1, we drill you how to study product knowledge, how to study service knowledge, the things that you are selling, the things that you're dealing with in and out. Okay, every day of your life later, that skill is transferable to your future work. So now we are going to train you how to talk about that product. Okay, the information about that product, not just the feature, not just the characteristic and its function, but in fact how to use it, how to explain it to other people. Okay, to your client, to your boss, to your colleague, to your superiors in accurate, fast, and as well as efficiently. Okay, got it? So the concept. These are the concept that you should know. What is process? Define process. What is procedure? Define procedure. I can say that process is something that we look far. You just focus on the end product. Procedure, a list of instruction, list of step by step by step, steps. Every step we must complete it first before we go to the end. Okay? So what do you think is a process in your life? And what are the procedures that you encountered before? They are very different here and it serve very different purpose. In workplace, if you cannot differentiate what is process and procedure, please learn it again. It will slow down your productivity. Okay? For example, college application will be a procedure. Another example, making tea, coffee will be a process. Process can be varied. The step can be changed and varied. You can come up with improvisation. It doesn't matter. Because by the end of the day, people will look at the end. What is the result? But when it comes to procedure, we want to know what is accomplished at this particular step. Then the next step, what is accomplished here? The third step, what is accomplished here? Okay, until the end. Of course, the product is important, but the process is equally important. I use the word process, but the journey is equally important. That will be accurate. because we do see every single step how the journey turns out when we want to go and achieve the end result that we want. That is procedure. So next concept, the next two concepts will be linear and non-linear. So when it comes to linear, remember the linear line in mathematics, linear line, linear. Non-linear means something that is not parallel or something that is, I think, go the other way. Okay, so what are the texts? What are the writings that you usually see in linear line? Okay, something in my mind, right? Letters, newspapers, okay, books, novel. Non-linear, infographic, instruction, big instructions. Okay, and the other thing that you should know, and you should question yourself why we need this, when we need this. We need linear text when we want the information to be accurate. A lot of adjective, a lot of visual in our mind. Okay? Non-linear, we want things fast. We want things to be eye-catching as soon as possible. Why? There must be some urgent needs for us to see things fast, quick, and the impact must be so high that we will not miss it. Try to think, what are the situations? So when you teach languages or when you learn languages, the one that I mentioned, passive, or let me go back to it. So when we learn languages, active, passive, imperative, as well as subject verb agreement. Okay, active, passive form, imperative, subject verb agreement. We don't do it. We don't do it in isolation. We don't go and study, take grammar book and study that. That is so outdated. That is so not 21st century. Okay, so what you should do is to look for these samples from your own field of studies. Procedures, sample of procedures. Sample lah, you go and find lah, mana-mana pun lah. And sample of process. You find lah. You don't take my CDOS example, yeah? Next, linear text. One example of linear text and example of non-linear text. Okay, once you manage to find them, you present to your classmate. Identify it. Look at the language they use. Okay, and if let's say you cannot find the physical form, video will do. Video is a form of text. Sorry for that. Then present it. Present your research to your classmate. Then get feedback. Discuss. Okay, this is adult learning, 21st century learning. Discuss. Get feedback. Give feedback. You should be able to give your opinion to other people's work. Okay? And eventually, let your instructor finalize it. Then write a reflection about what you have learned from this class. Okay? And beforehand, please read the notes that we have in CDOS. Then, of course, what that I say today will be a small hint, very much related to your assignment later. You will need the skill and the concept that you learned today, okay, to summarize the user's manual of your product. Remember the user product that the product that you presented in assignment 1, okay? So you can tackle it in a few angles. How to use it, how to be wary about it, how to care about it, okay? And these steps you should summarize into 10 steps. So this is the hint of the assignment. I don't want to give the instruction yet. You start together. Okay? Start to gather the information. Start to read the manual of your product. For example, if let's say you have a TV, which is 8K, read the manual of that TV. Okay, and learn to how to summarize it. And mind you, if let's say you take the manual, the topic, the information is all there, the language is all mostly accurate, and the title itself is already available in it. You study and tell your lecturer what that you learn from the user manual. It is important, yeah? So that's all from me. Class is dismissed. You're always welcome to share your voice with me, lecturer, teacher, students, public. Okay? I will accept all. You can always comment it here. So that is how 322 is taught and learned. It's all about concept. The material come from you. Okay, thank you. Class is dismissed.